Hello, friends, and welcome to today's episode of the Self Improvement Project. I trust you are all well. It has been a while since I have sat down and done an episode, which is where I'd like to start. Obviously, back in July of this year, me and my wife had our first child, a wee boy, and everything is going as well as it can do. The ups and the downs, the good and the bad. However, apart from the pleasantries, it completely changes your life. It consumes your entire attention and time. And obviously for the best thing in the world, right? But it removes the time that existed before. And unfortunately, it does mean that the time I get to spend or got to spend being creative is much more limited now. So I'm hoping that through the years of crafting and honing the podcast that I have a little bit of credit in the bank that I can turn up like this, turn on the mic and just speak away. It does bring me pure joy when I do sit down and record these, even if I don't have my routine anymore. I'm struggling to remember the last time I did one early in the morning, which always with that fresh perspective of a new day. But it's so joyful to be able to sit down and be creative at times where you maybe don't feel as polished as you maybe once did. Yet, just taking a bit of time tonight to reread through some of my writing from 2024 in the emails, just the one a week, but it brought me so much peace and so much pride to be able to sit down and look back at everything that I've managed to do. And I think for you, in the last few weeks of the year that we have, is one of two things. It's to look back at the things that you've done this year and achieved, but you have perhaps not given yourself enough credit for pursuing. And also a strong encouragement from me to start your own creative project in the time that you do have. No one can take what you've produced away from you. You don't need to worry about what anybody else thinks, about the judgment of others, about other people doing it better than you. The beautiful thing about creativity is that it is only you, and all you get back from it is the pride, the sense of pride, knowing that you turned up and you did the work. And that's a part of your life and always will be. So why not? I talked earlier about really finding joy out of sitting down and doing this. And it leads me to the topic and episode theme that I want to discuss with you today. Today is actually going to be a summary of the key things that have stood out to me in 2024 through the Self Improvement Project. And that only comes from being creative, it only comes from discovery. And I want to view this episode almost as an evolution of life philosophy. We all have a life philosophy that we are living. Year on year, we analyze it, we find new things, we pivot and we change. But there is a beauty in the evolution of it. You are sitting here right now not being able to predict 2025, but your life will evolve. Your life philosophy will evolve with everything that you do. You'll discover new things that will light you up. There will be pain points and challenges that will really test you, and everything in between. But there is a beauty in sitting down, looking back, and absorbing, reflecting upon the last 12 months and the evolution of your life philosophy. So I'm going to start with finding the joy. I'm not really sure how I stumbled across it. I will have either stumbled across it through ideas, I may have stumbled across it through reading, a mixture of both, or, as I've talked about before with creativity, there is these levels that you unearth through just doing the work. So I think it will be a combination of all those things. And I challenge you to think about the things that you've peeled back the layers of this year through just doing the work. Finding the joy comes from so many means. It comes from discovering new things. It comes from playing, not being serious or structured about things. It almost taps into our childhood or childlike behaviors where everything we did was because we enjoyed it. It's about finding joy in the mundaneness of life. More so than not, our life is the mundane. We turn up, we do the work, we go home, we do the chores, we do the housework, we live, we keep up appearance. Where is the joy in all that for you? And knowing that it exists in our life, how can you enjoy it more? Finding joy in the challenges and the pain points that exist in everyday, if not week on week, month on month life. Finding joy from the highs that we have. We have to make sure that we enjoy it and don't let it pass us by. But for me, the joy truly comes from doing the work, from looking at more parts of yourself that exist that you have not noticed yet. You're not aware of, you've not unlocked. And that joy of discovering that about yourself can be so great. It can be humbling, but also bring you just such a sense of satisfaction, such a sense of peace that, again, nobody can ever take away from you. And as it sounds, finding the joy comes through or from earning things. It comes from craft. It comes from doing the work and honing in, chiseling away at those things. And this is another big topic of 2024 for me. I think it was 1 or 2 years ago I read the book by Cal Newport, So Good They Can't Ignore You. And it is all about doing the work. It's not about being noticed. It's about being good at what you do. And again, giving yourself that sense of pride. You'll never give yourself enough credit, right? But the least you can do is turn up and do the work that means that even in a moment where you need that little bit of self-belief, it exists out there. It's tangible. Earning things and becoming good at things is a smattering of talent, but it's also through genuine blood, sweat, and tears. Turning up, doing the work, getting it done, even when you don't want to. There is the idea that it is supposed to be difficult. It's so impressive when people are good at something is the reason is because they have spent so much time doing so. It's supposed to be difficult. It's a reminder that this is supposed to take a lifetime. You're not running out of time, but you do need to make the most of it, especially if you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Craft isn't just a creative art either. It's not just for your career. A craft is your health. A craft is exercise and fitness. Craft is socially managing and continuing to mold the social life that you want, the relationships that you want. It's hard work being able to be a good friend, a good family member. You have to earn it. So, what are the things that you want to earn? What are the things that you've got that itch that you want to scratch and become good at? What's the thing that you can see yourself doing forever because you would just do it from the enjoyment of the challenge and getting better at it all the time? This is why it works so well with trying to inject joy into your life. And through honing the craft and turning up and finding joy out of it, ultimately, this makes you feel alive. Again, a huge area for me this year has been doing the things that make us feel alive. There are too many people, there are too many things out there that are making us feel empty. And the more attention that it takes up from us, whether you want to go down the dopamine path or not, the amount of things that are out there that are making us feel empty, or the whole concept of not feeling alive, whether it's the mundaneness of things, whether it's the you work too hard or you have too many things on your plate that you don't actually have the chance to enjoy it. This is an important moment to strip back everything and do the things that make you feel alive. There's things as a kid that will have made you feel alive that you can tap into, and there's going to be new things that you can as well. It's not about throwing it all away and burning your life down and starting again. It's not about becoming someone that goes off grid and is uncontactable and living in solitude, but nor is it becoming an adrenaline junkie and doing bungee jumps and skydives every other week. Finding the things that make you feel alive are the things that make you feel full of love, full of gratitude, full of excitement and challenge. And when you sigh at the end of the day, you know it's been a good day. Think of the last time that you exercised intensively and you slept unbelievably well. You've done something there that makes you feel alive. Finding things that make you feel alive is like the sweet spot in between everything. It's not too boring, it's not too exciting, it's just in the middle, and it just keeps you on the cusp, keeps you on the edge, it keeps your toes just above the bottom of the pool. It's that mix between you have routine and you need to mix it up, but also it's not too much spontaneity that you crave routine. It's enough comfort that you're extremely grateful for everything in your life, but there's that edge and that cusp that you can jump and find something that's going to make your life worthwhile. It's daily, it's weekly, it's yearly. And life, when you realize this, life goes quick. So bottle it up, make sure that you're enjoying it as these things make you feel alive. There's no time apart from the present. You'll look back and be like, I loved it. And you'll look forward to things and you'll love it. But nothing else matters than right now. So as long as everything you're doing is making you feel alive, you'll probably live a life well lived. And ultimately, the overall themes of these things in 2024, this life philosophy that has evolved this year, ultimately does come down to one thing. And that one thing is simplicity. The more simple your life is, the better it gets. There is no other substitute for being able to not have a million things on your mind or going on in your life, but the things that you have got bring you joy. They challenge you to get better at them, and they make you feel alive. It all comes back to this. By making your life simple, you can access all of these beautiful things that I've talked about. Simplicity isn't boring. Simplicity is living. Simplicity is breathing, is taking it all in. Simplicity is not so much that we indulge. Simplicity is the ultimate goal here for everything that we're wanting to achieve. And I guess the sooner that we can access simplicity in our life, the longer that we have to enjoy it all, right? And that, I guess, is what we all want. I'm going to close there today, guys. I have thoroughly enjoyed summarizing the evolution of the life philosophy of the self-improvement project for 2024. I hope you've enjoyed this and the journey as well. I would love to hear from you if you've enjoyed that or anything with the self-improvement project, obviously. And we probably have one more episode to go for 2024 after this. So otherwise, guys, have a great week. I trust you'll all keep well in that time, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.